Fairy Tales from the Fairy Trail, miles 0 through 31.3. The first thing you must know about the fairy trail is that you do not need to sacrifice your name to walk it. There are hundreds of places where the world can intrude and affect the journey. However, you do need to sacrifice your name in order to see the mystical and magical world that coexists with the physical. It begins in a valley where travelers pass through a stone arch where they leave their name behind. However, this is not where the fairy trail begins. Before a nameless traveler could even see the white stone path of the fairy trail, they must first walk the blue stone trail to the top of the mountain of spring where the trail begins. As I walked the blue stone trail, there were many moments where I asked myself, what am I doing? Answer, something hard. And as the blue stone trail stripped away the veil between the mystical and the physical, I accepted my lot as one that would be hard, and that this hardship was my choice. But now that the veil is gone, I can see the mystical world around me. I can see the mountain laurel racing down the mountain. I can see the oaks and pines shepherding them away from the trail. I can see the nymphs and sprites dancing through the glens and creeks. Where once there were only signs of magic, now I can see it. But none of these things interacted with me until my second day. I came upon a waterfall where two men and their dog were resting. Needing water, I stopped for a while and spoke with them. Be careful, they said, for a mischievous sprite lives behind those falls, and his magic is in the water. Thinking on what they said, I promised to be careful, but because I needed water, I went ahead and replenished my stocks. That day, I lost the trail twice, and my shoelaces also came undone twice. Not to mention I now have a crick in my knee, and have suffered 100 other minor inconveniences thanks to that damned sprite. Fortunately, I came upon a dryad's throne, nested between two trees that had grown together. Seeing my plight, the dryad dipped a finger in my water and cleansed it of the sprite's magic. She then said to me, Be warned, traveler, for this will only be the first mystic being to affect your journeys, for the trail is long and difficult, but you are not walking it alone. The elves will keep the trail safe, and the gnomes will treat you to food and drink, and your fellow travelers will help and guide you, so take heart and carry on. And so it was on our third day on the trail that we came to the first human sanctum. However, the trail climbed steeply up and threatened to overwhelm me and my companions. So I prayed to the Lord of the mountain, and he provided a spring from which to drink, that came from the rock and flowed down the roots of a dryad's tree. This stretch was by no means the hardest of our day, but the message was clear. No matter how long or hard the journey, the Lord of the mountain will provide and see you safely to your promised home. I stepped onto the fairy trail and stepped into a fairy tale, and though my name was lost to me, I found a path clear and free. So now there is nothing left to do but walk a mile in another's shoes, and hope to find what was lost to me, the mountain lord my way to keep, until I find my way back home, where I might live true and known, forevermore, forevermore.